Good afternoon, boys and girls. We are doing question 3 now by public demand, section B. Read through source 5 of overfishing and answer the questions that follow. Overfishing is the removal of organisms from the marine environment by humans at a rate which cannot be sustained by the local ecosystem, therefore significantly alters the natural ecosystem. When fishing a population faster than it can replenish itself, the population decreases in size as a result. So this is basically what overfishing is all about. So what we are going to do now, we are going to read and understand what are the requirements of the questions. We interpret the questions. With reference to the statement above, write a paragraph of 8 to 10 lines and discuss the effects of overfishing. So guys, when you are writing a paragraph question, which means we don't expect you to write in point form. We do not expect you to write in point form. We want you to write in form of a paragraph. That's what it means. We want you to write a paragraph. You understand what a paragraph from your English? You understand what is your paragraph? And also your points that you are going to include in writing this, you are supposed to make sure that the points are well explained. You are going to make sure that the points are well explained. What do we mean by that? You can see that we use a rubric to mark your answer. We use a rubric to mark your answer. Okay, what is it that should be part of your paragraph question? Paragraph question should be structured as follows. There should be a topic sentence. There should be the main points and the concluding sentence. So this is what is expected in as far as your paragraph is concerned. Paragraph question is concerned. This is grade 9. This is what is expected. Of course, the topic sentence, the main points, and also the concluding sentence. Okay. This is out of 8 marks. This is out of 8 marks, mind you. You cannot just write one sentence or two sentences and expect to get them 8 marks. You cannot just write in point form and not fully explain points, then expect to get what? 8 marks. What calls you the 8 marks? Let's go through the rubric so that you can have an idea. Paragraph right guiding, the controlling and introductory sentence, 6 facts. 6 facts, concluding sentence. Then you get your 8 marks. That's what is expected of you. Then controlling, of course, introductory sentence, 5 facts, and concluding sentence. You get your 7 marks. Okay. Then controlling introductory sentence, 4 facts, and concluding sentence, you get your 6 marks. What else do you have? Introductory sentence, 3 facts, and concluding, you get your 5 marks. 2 facts, concluding, you get your 4 marks. 1 fact, concluding, you get your 3 marks. 1 fact, concluding, you get your 2 marks. 1 fact without conclusion, 1 mark. Then here you get a 0. Questions not answered at all. Incorrect or irrelevant responses. For sometimes you can even, in some instance, as you go to grade 10 and 11 and 12, where they say 4 by 2, which means we expect 4 points. Okay, 4 facts, well explained points. 4 well explained points, that is 4 by 2, which means we expect the factor and the qualifier, which means we expect you to explain your point in full. We expect you to explain your point in full. I'm just going to give you in point form, but I expect you to write in form of a sentence, of a paragraph. So what you can actually include here is the introduction, and also controlling sentence, the effects of overfishing. You have to supposed to include that the effects of overfishing include, of course, that's part of the controlling sentence, because that's what you're focusing on. It's saying discuss the effects of overfishing. So the question should be the effects of overfishing include. Then you start talking about the main points. Reduces the amount of food. Okay, you can talk about reduces the amount of form. This is in point form, but you'll have to expand. You'll have to expand these points. Reduces amount of food. Okay, amount of food. Remember, most people are relying on fish. So the moment we overfish, it means we are going to affect the food supply. So it reduces the amount of food. So you expand this point. I'm just listing so that you can, okay, you can expand this. There can also be loss of income. Remember, there are people who are relying also on fishing so that they can sell to the people. So the moment it's overfished, we don't have more of this fish population. They become depleted or the extinction. So it means there's a loss of income that will actually come as a result. That's an effect. You can also talk about unemployment and increased poverty. It can lead to unemployment and increased poverty. increased. Sorry about handwriting, of course. Increased poverty, unemployment, and increased poverty. Already I've got 3 points. Okay, so you can also talk about reduced amount of food, the collapse of the fish industry. You can talk about the collapse of the fish industry. That's something that you can also talk about. There's a lot that you can actually talk about. But at this point, of course, if you can have your 4 points, is fine. 4 points well explained is fine. 4 points and well explained, which means that's what you expect in as far as the paragraph question is concerned. So I'm not going to say much on that one. So this is what you are supposed to include. It's for overfishing paragraph question. That's how you're supposed to answer that question. That's how you're supposed to answer that question. So please go through the question, read to understand. Whenever you've got a case study or a source, make sure that you read to understand so that you give the relevant or the correct answer. So this is what is expected of you. Thank you.